What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. How are you doing? What's going on with you guys? I'm glad to have you guys here in attendance for another spectacular reaction request. And this one is from Monroe. Monroe wants to hear David Bowie, SE641/703, David Bowie, The Loneliest Guy. I'm thinking the song is called The Loneliest Guy. That might be a little section of the song that I need to pay attention to, maybe. I'm not sure. But this is what Monroe had to say. I'm an extremely huge David Bowie fan. But I guess me and one of my closest male friends are a bit unusual because our favorite Bowie era is from the 90s up to his death. There's a lot of incredible music of his. Most people never bothered to look up for some reason. Well, I'm excited that you found it because David Bowie, he is one of the G's. He is freaking absolutely incredible. And I can't wait to dive in. So that being said, without further ado, for me, Monroe, and all of you, let's get off tap.
A few moments later.
When you read a book, or see a movie, or go to the theatre, go and see an art show, do you experience those things in musical terms? When you get 5 or 6 seconds in front of each painting. I think of them now much more as symbols, as a form of vocabulary.
That's because of the proliferation of all of them.
So much more music. There's so much more visual and tactile things. I think it's always been like that over here. You go on those big, huge trips around black, white, or grey. I think they don't have a uniqueness. There's no room left for your imagination to
Two buildings have personalities.
Well, again, it's us always. It's always us, isn't it?
We give buildings personalities, like we give paintings power.
Imaginary visions. And you're here, not really as convinced. It's just imaginary.
That's so interesting how he has two different color eyes. Have you guys ever noticed that? I mean, you probably noticed. It's pretty obvious. But maybe you didn't notice. I don't know. But it's pretty interesting, isn't it? It's pretty interesting. That shows further just how uniquely awesome Bowie is. Hell yeah.
I think they don't have the...
Do you believe in supernatural? Some of them are built like we have buildings that stand in
recorded music never achieved the experience of live music.
And listening to music. Maybe I'm a bit of a... Are you cold? I think imaginary visions. It's definitely museums or as entertainment, which is fine. I don't mind music. I think. Where are we? Help me off this question.
Well, again, it's us. It's always us.
Without being quite the same.
My influence, reality.
Oh, that's so terribly sad. Pictures on my hard drive, but I'm the luckiest guy, not the loneliest guy.
is so good. Oh my gosh. Anyone else got goosebumps and chills from this? Like, freaking hell. David Bowie, my gosh. He is so good. He is so absolutely brilliant. So expressive and so just absolutely just aware, you know, of who he is. You know, you can feel it. You know, he's just David Bowie, you know what I mean? Like, he's uniquely himself. He's not the great pretender. He is true to the art form that he's created, you know, his own interpretation of music and art. And it's so beautiful to see it expressed in his own creative and original way. Like, this is images from his mind, you know, just glimpses from the deepest parts of himself that he's revealed and allowed us to view. It's so powerful. Oh, I love David Bowie.
And I'm the luckiest guy, not the loneliest guy in the world. Not me.
And the music, oh gosh, I love this music. You know, it's just it's dark, but it's also mysterious, and it's also revealing, but it's also full of mystique. It's haunting, but it's also enlightening. I mean, there's just so many emotions. Like I said, man, goosebumps, chills. What a performer. What a song. Something around 6 minutes 40. Wow, this is visually just so freaking incredible. Okay, 6:40 coming up now. All right, 6:40. It just ended. Wow. Wow, so interesting. There's so much going on in this video, and I think that one of the coolest things is music being art. And art is open to interpretation. I say this all the time. And one of the things that David Bowie is very good at is being artistic, creating a masterpiece. And this was audibly and visually stunning. was also very thought-provoking. And it's led you in this kind of mental array of what is going on. Like, you know, it's almost like he's confused, but yet he is clear. Or maybe there's a part of him that believes he is the luckiest guy, but then there's part of him that is trying to convince himself that he's not the loneliest guy. But then maybe in his mind, maybe it's kind of like, you know, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing going up there, you know, where, you know, good angel, bad angel kind of situation, you know what I mean? That kind of thing where, you know, in his mind, he's having conflicting thoughts. You know, maybe he's thinking that he is lucky, and then he's also maybe thinking, but I'm definitely not the loneliest, you know, that's not me. But then, you know, it shows these visuals. If you allow the visuals to kind of meet you halfway with what he's saying and complimenting that, then you kind of get this kind of like him being lost in the sauce a little bit, where he's like, man, I don't even know what I'm thinking. I'm feeling some kind of way. You know, he's kind of lost. You know, he's like, you know, you see the end. I think maybe that's what the 6:40 to the, you know, the 6 minutes 40 to 7:03. You know, Monroe's kind of like saying, check that out, because I'm thinking that it's very impactful to the whole song itself and kind of adding to the message, or at least what David Bowie wanted you to know, or to get you thinking about what the message could be. Again, it's open to interpretation, so you can never really say there's a wrong or a right answer, you know, because at the end of the day, art is subjective. And, you know, but I think that it is fair to say that this is haunting in a sense, because it's also, you know, got him saying, you know, early on, you know, do you believe in the supernatural kind of words was early on, you know. And so there could also be a bit of that mixed into the story here, you know, a bit of that at play, you know, you know, in his mind, you know, he's got these things maybe that he sees. Maybe he sees a version of himself, or at least something presenting itself as him, you know, as the lonely guy, you know. Or then there's this other version or something, you know, maybe he thinks he's seeing things in his mind, you know, and maybe when he thinks, he's confused if it's real or not real, you know, just conflicting thoughts going on throughout the whole song, you know, and then just conflicting beliefs, or maybe a question that he's had and a fear of the supernatural, or a question as in, do you believe in the supernatural? Because there is also a loneliness when you also think about, you know, life and what happens after this life, and you know, all these different things, you know. There's a lot of beliefs out there, a lot of supernatural beliefs associated with said beliefs. And I mean, look, you could take this any direction. It could be just, you could go a million directions with it. Again, it's open to your interpretation, but I would be interested to see what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think? You know, I think that no one, no matter what your artistic thought process is, can deny that one thing this is, without a shadow of a doubt, and we all can agree upon, is a masterpiece. It's brilliant, from the mind of one of the greatest artists that has ever walked this planet. Mad respect to David Bowie. And thank you, Monroe, for sharing and finding this gem, because this is just one of those things, like, again, so much music in the world, I would not find freaking even 1/10 of all the great music that you guys have, you know, put in as a request. I wouldn't have known anything about these. So thank you guys for sharing these amazing works of art. with me and the family. I appreciate it. I'm sure the family does too. Now, you might be sitting out there and you might be saying, hey, you know, Faith, I got a little something. I got one of these little masterpiece gems too. I might want to share this. How would I go about doing that? Well, it's quite simple. You head over to offtap.life and you put a request in there. And it's easy to do. It's cost effective. And we'll drop it in the queue for you and we get it done. And it's easy as that. You can also dedicate it to someone too. It doesn't have to be a request for yourself. Maybe you got a friend coming up, a friend, you know, birthday or a special moment, anniversary, or whatever it is. I got you. Shout outs, whatever you want to do. Hit me up. I'll make it happen. Love you guys. Thank you again for the reaction requests. I love you guys. Make sure you stay safe. And remember to live each moment to the fullest and to keep it off tap. I'm out. We gotta get out of here. I'll catch you guys later for another vlog.